All right, everyone, welcome to supposedly the final Wednesday, but I'm going to change the workshops now and I'm going to make it be every Wednesday and Sundays. It's just gonna be, we're just gonna keep going. It's a drop in, you can come in when you can, not come for some, and it's open to everyone. So new people are always welcome. New people will feel a little out to sea with what's going on, but you'll catch on with the community. And my goal for the workshop is always to practice a different angle of intuition and what it's all about. And then we actually get into groups and practice. Maybe we'll do breakout rooms where you're actually paired with a couple of people and you practice receiving answers and speaking from how you're really feeling. Or we may just stay in a big group. And it's being recorded, but when you're in the breakout rooms, that part is not recorded. It's just this part here. Now, just so you know, you can mute or shut the video anytime you want. At the bottom screen is on bottom left for me. You can see where you can mute the audio, or if you need to not be seen for a while, just stop the video and then come back on when you're ready. You can end meeting at any time. You can leave, you're welcome. And then if you go to the top right corner, you can actually change gallery view to speaker view. And then we have speaker view. So you can change if you want to see everyone that's on the screen at the same time, or if you just want to see the person speaking, then you can choose the view that way. And then if you turn off your video, then in the recording, you don't show up at all. Right now, you can still see the name of the person, but you just won't show up. You just disappear unless you're speaking. So, okay, now the COVID stuff is going on in Canada. Everything is locked down. We don't use the word lockdown. We're not even using the word shelter in place. What are we calling it? Stay at home? I think that's what we're calling it. Stay at home. Don't leave. That's what we're calling it. And all the work, restaurant, everything is shut down. And we're kind of holding our breath in Canada, preparing for the big hospitalization to happen. It's still early days, and I think some of us are thinking, oh, it'll be fine. There are only like 64 people in hospital all over Canada or something like that today. It's not too bad. And some of us are saying it's going to get really bad. It's going to become like New York. So we're all holding our breath to see how bad it will get and how long it will last. Some people think it's only a couple of weeks, but even the government are saying, oh, we'll help you out for like 6 months. Everyone's saying 6 months. Like, we got to buckle down. 4 months, sorry. The banker is keeping note. So it's the long haul. And so obviously the point of it all is that this will now trigger our emotion, because we're all holding on to so much emotion. There are over 7 billion of us. All this emotion being held has a really heavy impact on the planet. And so with this kind of situation, it triggers all our emotions and is very, very personal. We each get triggered in a very different way, and it's forcing us to go into our feelings. Some of us go into our fear and live from fear. Some of us deny the fear completely and go have COVID parties, coronavirus parties. So there's a different response in each of us. And what we need to be doing is actually processing the fear. Let ourselves feel how terrified we are and actually start to shake and tremble. And to feel the personal experience. You're going to feel very selfish. You're going to realize that you're actually very narcissistic. You only care about yourself. And that's healthy. It's healthy to know that you're feeling very self-centered. And you'll also start to become aware of some of your addictions, emotional addictions. Like, I didn't realize until last week that I'm very controlling. I have a very strong control addiction, and I have a very strong addiction to feeling valued. Very strong. So those were surprises to me. And you start to become aware of those things if you already have a strategy. But around you, people are hitting a wall. They're just shocked. And then you're trying to fix it. And the more you try to fix it, the worse things get. So it's very, very helpful for us to just not necessarily lecture them, like here's how it works, but just help people to feel, what are you really feeling right now? Just stay with the feeling. Give them a moment and see if they can just start to feel what they're feeling. And if they can start to sink into their feeling and start crying about it, start releasing about it, even getting angry about it, they're connecting to their feelings. And that's the point. And that is something really incredible you can do for each other. And what we're focusing on today in our workshop is that we are being helped. We can't see it, we can't feel it, but we're really getting a lot of help right now. And gently encourage yourself to have compassion for what you're going through, which means that it's going to feel like self-pity. But what you're doing is you're actually allowing yourself to have compassion for what the situation is triggering for you. Soften into that compassion for, wow, I'm in a pretty desperate place right now. This feels really terrible. Somebody help me, or wherever it takes you. Soften to that self-compassion. And even though we are in our addictions and facades, we're becoming aware of our addiction, we want to keep our facades, we're being helped. There's a ring of people around us having compassion and really being very present to us, because we're so close to connecting to that hurt self we have inside of us. We're so close. They're like, you're right there, you're right there. This is such a precious opportunity that you will connect to that hurt self and release a lot of the addiction and facade that's basically destroying the planet. And that we are being encouraged to step into courage and to kind of start to wonder, what if there is another way to be? What if there is another way to live, to feel, to care? What if little me can have a say in what the new world is going to be like? What if what I feel and dream and envision matters? That your vote counts as one, just as important as anybody else's vote, in the new normal that we're going towards. Because the world as we know it is over. The more we try to hold on to it, the more it's going to hurt, because that's just what Pluto does. But there's a new normal coming, and what if what would we like to envision for ourselves, for our families, for our communities, for the global world? What new world would you like to imagine? And what if you're having the courage to have a vision actually makes a difference? Actually, somebody's out there taking votes. What do you guys want to see happen? And whatever you dream, whatever you envision, gets added to the soup of desire of what can now manifest. Because each of us having our desire is a very, very potentially powerful force in the universe. So what would I like to weave into reality, into the new reality coming up? So we got to step into courage. And in order to do that, we got to grieve what we're losing. And when you do that, when you soften into that, you help everybody else around you to also soften and grieve. And then when you're with somebody else who's just freaking out, or they just have this look of like frozen, have you guys seen that around lately? People just have this look of like just stunned, and they're just walking around like Walking Dead. There's a lot you can do to help them feel again. So it's no mistake that all of you have been slowly over these past few years waking up, waking up, waking up, and it's been very, very painful to wake up. It's been rough, it's been harsh. I've been feeling like, why is everybody else having a normal life? And I'm just being stripped week after week, month after month. Why? What is happening? And now I'm so grateful that I've already gone through a lot of it this past few years. That I had the time for it to be stretched out long and slow, to slowly prepare. I've had lung pain, I've had heart pain, I've had all of the symptoms already to prepare me to release and heal. And I feel that God has been really good and gentle with me. And now we can step up and go, okay, we're 10% into the process that the world needs to go through. We can actually help ourselves and help each other. So today's workshop is about waking up to that potential with the kind of questions that I was encouraged to ask today for everyone to receive answers to. So it's about connecting to what you already have inside of you, what you've been gently being guided to develop, those characteristics inside of yourself that have been slowly developed over years and decades. How to find what those are so you can step into that and know the resource you already are and feel the help you're already getting so that you can be your own healer. We have no time to go to anybody else. We're it. You got to go in there and be your own therapist and cry about stuff, shake about stuff, rage about stuff, and then step up and try to do something for somebody else. But we get to create a new normal. What would you like it to be? We get to be the architects. Like, this is profound. Once you're done freaking out that the world is over, then, you know, there's a new normal coming, and we get to have a say in how we process our emotions going forward. How's that feel? Yeah. The Aussies excited. Sash, Burn. Yeah. Yeah. So if you look back at the past few years of your life, past few months, you can probably start to see, you know, there's been a pattern. This has been coming. I've been being prepared, haven't I? So now I feel that I know the process. I can do this. Okay, so what I want to start with is I'd like you guys to do a check-in. So I will assign you into breakout rooms. And I'm going to pause the recording for now. All right, so I just want to show the set of questions that I come up with to ask. Oh no, I lost my, did I lose all my questions? Yes, I lost all my questions. I written them down in my little whiteboard and now they're gone, but I can write them down again. So the question was, what is my stability? So this way you start to feel what you already have inside of you that creates stability for you. And the next question was, what is my courage? And I think some of you got some really good answers. And then the next question was, what is my clarity? Which means that what do I already have clarity about this issue? So it helps you to feel like there's something I already know that is clear to me. And the next is, in what way am I open to giving? This is where you start to tap into your generosity that is natural to you. We all have a way in which we feel overabundant and overfull and capable of giving. And when you are giving, you are actually opening your heart. So then you are also then open to receiving more flow. So in what way am I open to giving? And the next question is, how am I authentic or truthful? So this helps you to realize what is it that you already know about how you are being real, or how, in what way do you know that when I'm being this way, I'm actually being truthful in this way? And we already have some of those aspects already developed in us. So there's always ways in which you can improve, but right now I feel like we need to tap into the strengths we already have and express it more. And what do I already know? There's something you already have a knowing about. And the last question is, how am I being helped or assisted. Like you are already receiving help right now. How is that? And when you ask, you're choosing to see how that's already happening. So this is being recorded. So these questions are also being recorded so you can see them later and you can receive the answers. And just reflect on it so that you can start to see, I already have resources. I already know those things. How can I expand into this? How can I relax into this knowledge and then really step into it so that you become a resource to yourself and to others? That was the goal of my questions. But I'm trying to keep this Zoom sessions like only an hour plus long because it's new to me. I don't know how long we can stand sitting in a chair and just doing this all the time. So, in person, it's usually 4 hours long, 3 to 4 hours long. And so you can keep going through the question. And by the end of it, we're all feeling pretty good. All pretty light and relaxed. So it's very new to me. Sasha, go ahead.
Just before you move on, I just wanted to ask what the difference was between the questions, what am I, the clarity question, what do I have clarity about? And then the question, what do I already know?
Yeah. So clarity, that's a question from the third chakra. Third chakra is your mental, your mind, your will. It's you living in your day-to-day life where you know some things that you're already clear about. And then by the time you get to the sixth chakra, what do you know? Intuitively, you already know something from your soul level. So it's allowing you to kind of warm up your chakras, even though I don't say chakra, the question are based on the chakras. And as you go higher and higher and higher, you're going deeper and deeper into your clarity. So there's a mental clarity, and then there is knowing, which is your soul. You just know.
Okay, cool. And would it help if you're asking yourself these questions about a situation, if with each question you sort of zone into the different chakra?
Yeah. I just want to make it easy because then people are going, do you have a textbook on chakras? Can you tell me more? How can I learn? It's like, no, we're missing the point. Because then you're kind of going outside of yourself to learn about chakra where somebody's telling you. When I actually say, you know what, we should actually do a workshop where we are feeling our own chakras. Why don't we channel the chakra information ourselves? Let's write a textbook. Let's get together, spend 2 hours tuning into our own chakras, start asking questions, and you know what your chakra is about. Why don't we let your chakra teach you what it's about? Don't want you reading books. So that's why I ask questions that I know are based on chakras, but you don't need to know. You will be coming from that place anyway. Like that chakra is going to step up and answer anyway, whether or not you know about it. And that's kind of fun and more empowering. But yeah, I think one of these Sundays, we're probably going to do a chakra workshop. Just going to go, let's talk about chakra one and let's ask some questions and explore and let your chakra teach you. And as you do that, you start to become a lot more stable, a lot more grounded. And then second chakra, we can spend a whole workshop exploring the second chakra and playing with it so that you are the one receiving the answer about your own chakra. I think that'd be fun, eh? All the fun stuff we can do. So there's some ideas floating around of like, let's do a Zoom session on this and Zoom session on that. And next thing you know, I got something going on every night. I have no time to run a medical practice. I'll just be doing this all the time. Good God. So that was the goal of asking this kind of question in this kind of time so that you can step into what gift you already have about yourself, what development you already made of your own nature. And then as you start to feel more confident about it, then you'll also feel more comfortable processing your emotion. For example, one of the questions I received was for clarity. What do I have clarity about? Keep asking questions to my guides and keep feeling each of the issues. I already have clarity. I got to keep talking to my guides about issues and then feeling, even if it's 5 minutes at a time. It was so clear for me to see, oh yeah, I know that that's what I need to keep doing. That's my will. That's my third chakra. That's my action. What do I need to do? Keep working through those issues over and over and over. And I know that. And I'm like, oh yeah, I do know that. That's why I canceled last Sunday. I was like, I'm not well. I haven't processed emotion. I'm no use to myself, never mind anybody else. That was really good for me to become clear to that this past few days. And what was interesting is, what do I already know? The answer surprised me. And yet I knew the answer. The answer is, we collectively on the planet created the COVID situation. We collectively on a planet go, we need to do this. We need this right now. It's like we all somehow collectively, all of our souls chose to create this, but out of wisdom and understanding and some kind of a self-correction. Like, it wasn't something happening to us, but that somewhere in there we kind of go, yeah, we need to do this right now. And I was surprised, and yet I knew what I knew. So that was something that I can think about with a lot of compassion, because we're still little people. We're still in preschool and kindergarten. Someday, 100 years from now, we'll look back and we'll see the perfection of why it had to happen the way it did, while having a lot of compassion for how much we're all struggling, and the people that are dying, and all of our doctors and nurses that are just out there literally putting their lives on the line. It's like, we used to have wars. Thank God it's not a war, but people are still on the front line, literally knowing that I'm putting my life at risk to do this. It's immense what's going on out there. I cry for the practitioners. I'm always looking at the news. How many nurses got sick? How many doctors are dying? I just sit and cry. It feels terrible. Yeah. Okay, so did you guys get some good answers? Anybody want to share something that made them become very, very clear or introspective?
I'll share.
Sure.
That being open to my feelings gave me a direct access to my courage.
Oh, wow. Wow, okay. How did that feel to get that answer?
Well, I have to really allow myself to really go into terror or any of the very ugly emotions.
And that's
to shake and just to really be truthful with my emotions.
Okay. And that's where your courage is. And when you're in that, you're in your courage. Wow, that's very useful to know. I think Sandra got something similar. Yeah, all you could feel, Sandra, was, I'm feeling some big emotions right now. And yet that was the answer. That's where you step into courage. Yeah. Anybody else got an answer that was profound? Insightful? Michaela?
That my courage was in my faith, and I could really clearly see this cycle that went through. If I put my focus and my heart towards my faith, it automatically leads to me taking courageous action in that moment.
That's brilliant. It's so insightful, and it makes you go into yourself. And based on the Enneagram, which is a fun way of looking at your nature, Michaela and I are sixes. We're six, and our gift are faith and courage. That is the gift of six. So that's kind of interesting that you got that. Enneagrams are interesting. If anybody want to go and check them out, ENNEAGRAM. Lots of different books, lots of different assessments. I did them all. I went insane. Poor Grace, witnessing my journey of like, am I at this? I think I'm a 3. Oh my God, I'm a 3. No, I'm an 8. And then I went, I think I'm a 5. Finally, I went to the one that was like, that's not very exciting. 6, and I'm a 6. Textbook 6. So, you have to go through a journey to go, oh, is that what I am? And now I love it. I love that I'm a 6. It's a beautiful thing. But the first time I did the assessment, I'm like, 6s, my God, look at them. And yet I'm always processing fear. Why am I surprised I'm a 6? Come on. So, and the emotion for the 6s of processing fears. And that takes you into courage. So that's kind of fun. Yeah, a fun little thing to do. All right, folks. I really enjoyed popping into your groups and seeing how you guys were supporting each other and loving each other. It was really kind of cool to see that there's a place you can come to and be something, be a gift to somebody else. That was really cool. So we'll come back on Sunday. I know the Aussies love their sleep. Sunday morning. I think it's like 5 o'clock for you, Michaela. Thank you for being here today. I'm feeling so much better. I just feel so empowered in being here today with you guys. How you guys feeling? Yeah, better? A little more introspective? Okay. And if you want to connect to your buddies, then you can just email me and go, hey, what was the email address of so-and-so I was with the group with? Love to hang out with them again. I can get you guys connected. And then we can keep meeting. And if you have ideas of other kind of Zoom topics you would like to explore, let me know. I'm happy to do it. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Cool. Thanks, Dharm.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Dharm, and take care.